the sport. He's been on top of his game for a very long time, and I'm honored to have him here today. Johnnie O. Jackson. Johnnie, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure, Ron, of course.
You're going into Toronto, and I try to do some math here, and I'm not very good at math, but is this your 78th pro show?
God, your guess is as good as mine. I wouldn't doubt it. It might be even more than that. I'm not sure. I hadn't kept count. I know I've seen here and there where someone has put it up, how many I've done, and I'm like, holy crap, has it been that many?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I know it's been a lot.
So you've either done as many as Dexter or possibly a couple more. I'm not really sure. Either
I
way,
think he's done more than I, maybe one or two more than I'm.
You're neck and neck, whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I want to start off with is, you started competing as a pro in 2002. There's very few guys from back when you started that are still doing this. Is it kind of weird to look around on the stage and not see any of the old timers that you started off with? It's all a lot of newer faces.
Yeah, it was like that maybe about 4 years ago. That happened. I went to a show and went into the meeting, and I looked around and I was like, holy crap, I don't know anyone. This is crazy. Like, usually it's such a good time, and you normally see your buddies, and even though you don't see each other for months at a time, when you do see each other, you go right back to almost talking about the same thing you left off of talking about,
Yeah.
And it's not like that anymore. Like I said, about 4 years ago, that started. Now it's kind of like normal to walk in and not know anyone.
Yeah. I should have started off with the congratulations, because you just won a pretty big show over in Johannesburg, South Africa. How did it feel to finally have an Arnold Classic title under your belt?
God, 16 years. 16 long years. My goodness. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, it caps off a great journey, for sure. And not a lot of guys get to, end their journey, with a win like that. They have multiple wins and stuff like that, but, to cap it off with having and close to the end, not like 5 or 6 years ago, I won, one of the Arnolds, it just happened. So,
right.
I mean, it's incredible. Yeah.
So talk to me about that. I mean, last year around Olympia time, you announced that this was going to be your final season. What made you say that? And are you still holding to that decision?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely ready to go, and I'm not getting the win. It's awesome. I feel incredible. But I was the best guy that day, at that show, and I'm not going any further than that. A lot of guys look at it like, oh my God, I won the Arnold. Like, I'm incredible now.
Yeah.
Off to the Olympia. I'm going to win the Olympia. I got to get a chance to win the Olympia. Come on. You got to be realistic. You know what I mean? Really, how many times this may happen again for me,
Yeah.
is, slim and none. So, you know what I mean? Thank God that I actually got the win. And I feel, like I said, I feel great about it. But like I said, I'm a realistic person also. And, I'm not taking it no further than I was the better guy on that day. And there's Toronto coming up this weekend.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens there. I had to stay on my P's and Q's, and it's been incredibly hard. And, you know what I mean? But I'm hanging in there, and we'll go and fight and see what happens at Toronto.
Yeah, so this is your 17th season as a pro, I believe. If it's your final one, are you just going to hit every show you possibly can?
No, I mean, I didn't know I was going to win the Arnold and qualify for Olympia, my second show. So I chose 4 shows. I talked to Bob Lormer. Matter of fact, he was here in Texas at a powerlifting meet that one of my actually they put on a strongman qualifier there at the show, and there was a powerlifting meet that my client was doing. Regina Rain, she actually just pulled up. I'm getting ready to go train her here in about 15, 20 minutes. Anyway, she's 60. Matter of fact, she's 62, and she pulled a 360-pound deadlift.
Wow.
Incredible. She eliminates all my excuses. All my excuses, for sure. Anyway, so I talked about Lorma there. And the year before, I fell sick. So I stopped competing in July. And Bob had asked me over and over to, enter, the multiple Arnolds. And, but I didn't feel up to par to be able to go into a show like this. And so I didn't, and I told him I would, and so I seen him, and eventually I would, and I seen him in Arlington, and so we talked, and I told him definitely I'll do Brazil. I wasn't ready for Columbus. Arnold Columbus was too early for me. I was still, getting back a little bit of size and training and stuff like this. And, I said I definitely would be ready for Brazil, South Africa, and actually Spain also. I told him I'll sign up for those three. And then in between, I decided to do, to actually give me a better chance, because those are huge shows. And to go into Arnold thinking you're going to win and get qualified, is kind of dumb. So I chose, Toronto and Kansas City, because Chad Nichols came by the Mutant booth last year and said he was going to, put on the pro show this year. So I said, if he did it, I'll definitely participate. So that's why I chose the Kansas City show also. And like I said, give myself a better chance of qualifying for Olympia also. And then if I had needed to use the points, then I had 4 shows to actually, accumulate the points to be able to make it to Olympia also. Being my final year, I definitely wanted to end, going to the Olympia.
Sure.
For sure.
Sounds like you really had to start out pretty well. I mean, this is a whole strategy. But that's good. You mentioned you fell ill last year. I had heard something about it. What exactly happened?
Well, I actually went in. I kind of freaked out, whatever. I had irregular heartbeat and stuff like that, and I probably made it worse just freaking out about it. And so I was in the AFib or whatever, so they took me to the emergency room and all that stuff, and I just relaxed. And after a few hours, it went back to normal and stuff like that. They ran tests. Everything came back, fine. And they actually did a chest scan. And they said normally they don't do a chest scan on, when someone come in for that. But for some reason, they just like, let's do it all. Since he's here, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And when they did the chest scan, they found a mass in my left lung, deep into my left lung. And I actually totally forgot about it, believe it or not. I discovered when I went into the military, they during all the tests and stuff like that, they scanned. They said there's a spot there in your left lung. It's too small to know what it is. It might not be nothing at all. It might develop into something we don't know. We have to wait to see. So I kind of like put it in the back of my mind, because it never gave me any problems. I never had any health issues, no breathing issues, nothing. And so I went along with my life, and then come to find out, they discovered it again. Had grew about 2 centimeters, but it had calcium deposits on it. It had accumulated calcium deposits, and normally that's a sign of it's pretty much grown as big as it's going to grow. It's dormant and stuff like this. But they went in and tested and all that kind of stuff, and it's not cancer or anything like that.
Good.
So the first surgeon said it was up to me, and we had decided to, made a date to go in and get it out, so that's where I made my decision to stop everything, stop competing, get healthy, get prepared, my body prepared for that. And during that, I went to see, he went, I guess, to another surgeon and had him look at it. And so they made the appointment with him. And so he looked at it and came to me and was like, dude, this thing, it's not cancerous. You don't have to worry about it. It's not causing you any issue. And it's so deep inside your lung, I would have to crack open your chest. If it was invasive, then, you know what I mean?
In your chest.
No problem to go in.
Your chest would be a pain in the ass to get through.
Yeah, exactly. He said, why would we open up a healthy body to go in and get something to go, oh, here it is, throw it away. Okay, sew them up. And then it would cause me, maybe more problems, or, maybe I can't come back from it, a lot of downtime, a lot of pain. So he said, it's up to me, but it would be dumb if, I say, yeah, let's go in there and get it, but they can go and do it. But instead of that, we schedule every 6 months and go in and scan it to make sure there's no changes. So I just had my first scan in March, so everything's
awesome,
the same, and so we rescheduled from a year from now to scan it again, because he was like, dude, you can pretty much forget about it, but we'll continue on for the next couple of years to scan it and we'll make sure.
So this is something that was like a spec 25 years ago when you joined the Army.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
Well, let's hope everything's fine. Obviously, you also mentioned last fall you were going to do a powerlifting meet this year. Are you still planning that?
Not really. To tell the truth, to totally be honest, I talked to Josh. Bryant is usually the guy I use to get me ready for him. Yeah. And he's ready to go and stuff like that, and was charged up. But I made that decision for this to be my last year competing, so I wanted to really focus in on that, and I'm glad I did, because I won the Arnold in doing that. And you know what I mean? Go to finish out. I want to finish out strong. I figure if I can, get Toronto and get Missouri also, for if I get that lucky to be able to do that, then politically I should, really get a good look at the Olympia. Going into the Olympia, I just need to show up in the right shape and looking right, so I can cause enough attention to myself to get a really good look, at my final Olympia. So we'll see.
I mean, you could still do powerlifting in the future anyway if you want to. Right?
Well, yeah, for sure. I just wanted to make sure this is a good year, and there's no regrets. There's no walking away going, maybe if I would have focused a little bit more, I don't want to leave any questions to be answered. You know what I mean? I'm answering all my questions right now, and I can walk away clear. And then if I do decide to go and do something like that, which definitely is possible, definitely more possible than not, then yeah, for sure. And I can do it with a clear mind, and I can focus on that also.
I want to stop and give you credit here, because I don't think everybody realizes you're 46 years old now. Everybody raves and rants about Dexter's 47. He still looks great. He's still improving, but you're right there. You're arguably your best ever these past couple of years.
And I'm prettier and stronger.
Really? Still? Yeah. I was going to ask you about that. How's your body holding up? Because you've been training very heavy since, what, you were 8 years old you started, I believe?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. So, but no aches? You must have some little aches and pains like anybody.
Well, yeah, any normal, working out. Who doesn't, when you work out seriously and work out as heavy as we do, who wouldn't have? If I sit here and say, no, I'm fine, I'd be lying my ass off. And that's not what I do. And so, yeah, for sure. I get up a little bit slower than I done, about 5 or 6 years ago. But hell, it might be a little age. It might be, I need to slack off a little bit on the weight. But if I can lift it, why the hell slack off,
I know I've asked you this in interviews many times. I'm sure a million people have. But you get a lot of flack, you and Branch both, for the way you train. But, you haven't, God willing, you've had a couple minor things. I think you tore your Achilles or something at one point.
Yeah, but that wasn't training. That was just walking.
That was walking. I mean, considering the way you've been training, you've had no major injuries. And the mass, the roundness, the fullness, the physique speaks for itself. Do you kind of get tired of people knocking your training style after all these years?
Man, I've been tired of that like years ago. I was so done with that. But and then I say over and over, and I try to say as much as possible that we don't, for one reason we do it because our sponsors make us do it. Another reason is, it's just showing what we do. It's awesome. We have a good time. Our bond, our camaraderie that we have really derives from our passion in bodybuilding, and not just bodybuilding, and training and weight training and then going after the weights. That's where our bond really, stem from. is that, just that grind, that gritty grind, get dirty, you know what I mean, and go for it, attitude that we have, and we have fun. We, like I said, we just like to show what we do when
Yeah.
we train, and we having a good time doing it, and that's it. If you find something in there that you like to try and it works out for you, cool. I wouldn't do it as heavy as we're doing it, but you know what I mean? You can definitely try it. And, if you're a form guy, use, proper form in doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'd be just as effective with not as much weight, but it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
That's all, man. We just have so much fun. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be doing it for sure.
On the flip side, though, I should say, you have the haters and stuff, but you also have a ton of fans and a lot of people that have a deeper level of respect for you, for Branch, because, bodybuilders for many, many decades have had this reputation of they're all show, no go. They just pump up with light weights and this and that. But you guys, obviously, especially you've done sanctioned powerlifting meets and won them. You've set records. I mean, you are one of the few bodybuilders who is as strong as you look, if not more so. Have you gotten a lot of compliments, a lot of support over the years from people who respect that aspect of what you do as a bodybuilder?
Yeah, absolutely. Way more positive stuff than negative, way more. And I'm appreciative to all of it, because when guys, come over and, unfortunately, they got to tell me, I've been watching you since I was 9 and now I'm 27. I've been watching you since I was 5, now I'm 30. I'm like, dude, you didn't have to tell me how old you were. You know what I mean? I know how old I am. But anyway, it's like for a second you stop and you're like, that's why I do it. That's one of the reasons why I do it right there. Because that's priceless. The feeling that you get from that, I can't even describe to you. It has to happen. You know what I mean? For you to really get that feeling of someone actually, looking into your eyes and genuinely saying that you did something, how minute I am, did something to help them in their life, change something in their life. It's incredible.
Right on. I know you got to get going, so I'm going to end with a two-part question. Part one, you still have a few shows left for the season of your final season, but do you already feel like you're going to miss it? Do you know you're going to miss certain aspects of competing?
Oh, hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, I walk around now like, there's no way I'm going to be able to stop. I can't stop competing, and then it's like, yeah, I'm done. They're like, are you crazy? You know what I mean? There's what else are you going to do? So yeah. And for years, myself and Branch, like, we'll meet up at the FIBO or something like that, and we'll walk in together or go get something to eat, and people around and be like, oh man, there's Branch and Johnnie. There's Johnnie and Branch. Oh my God. Yeah. And we look at each other like, I'm gonna miss that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're still gonna get that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. But but it still won't be the same kind. You know what I mean? It's one thing getting it when you're in the heat of what you do. Yeah. It's another thing when you're just walking around kind of like, the past. You done that before, you done that, and that's all good. But there's no feeling like, that, raise your chest a little bit up to talking about what you just did yesterday, not what you did last century or whatever like that. You know what I mean? So, definitely going to miss, all that stuff, and definitely the competing, being backstage, and, that atmosphere, and the butterflies and the fear to go out on stage before, wondering what you look like, how people are going to react when you walk out. Am I going to get cheers? Is it going to be loud? So yeah, for sure.
And so the second part, the way to wrap this up is, what's going to change, if anything? Is your day-to-day life going to be any different? Are you still going to spend as much time training, eating? You're going to try to still maintain all this size? You're going to spend more time with your family? What's going to be different for you once the competitive thing's over?
Well, just staying busy on the grind. I'm going to stay within the industry. I kind of, had, a few different things roads I wanted to, go down. But I finally decided, I'm going to try to, bring this, JOJ Fitness. I'm trying to bring it all together. It is, this one big entity of apparel, personal training, my own, training facility, I have my son. He won the NCAA's in track and field, indoor,
Wow.
weight throw. Now he possibly to do it with the outdoor, the hammer throw. Also, he goes to LSU, and this is senior year. Yeah, also, so he's going to turn pro in that, and so I would like to break him up a part of it, and he can teach some classes and stuff like that, and we got Matt Laird that also trained with us, and I like to make him, get him a little bit involved. Texas is a big football state, so to teach some skills and stuff like that, and all that, some agility.
So where can people keep up with everything that you're going to be into? Is it jojfitness.com?
Correct. That's my website. And, also, my show, JOJ Classic, Johnny O. Jackson Classic, coming up August 27th this year. So if you haven't signed up, sign up. If you haven't signed up to be a sponsor or a vendor, I can use them also.
Sure.
So, go to the website, check it out, all the information there, and I appreciate, all the help I can get.
Yeah. That website is, what's the website for the event?
www.jojfitness.com.
Okay, so the event info is there too, everybody. Check
Yes.
that out. All right, so I will let you go. I want to wish you the best of luck this coming weekend in Toronto. Hope you rack up another win and even another one before this final season. I followed you the whole time, and I'm a little even a year older than you, so I've been watching your progress through the years, and it's been something to see.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, Ron.
Definitely exemplifies somebody who just doesn't give up, just keeps pushing and pushing it.
Yeah, that's what life is all about, man. It's like you're not living life if you're not trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, cool, man. All right, so for the Ronline Report, this has been me, Ron Harris, with Johnny O. Jackson. Talk to you guys later.